Have you ever noticed how every single money video on YouTube starts the exact same way? With someone flexing in front of a car that they don't own, or in an Airbnb that they don't live in, talking about some magical passive income like they just invented that concept yesterday. Like, dude, you're not Warren Buffett. Cool story. So let's try to do the opposite here. Because the truth is, behind my amount of money per month, there's no fake funnels or screenshots from 2021, and definitely like, I made $1 million with this one weird trick bullshit. This just happens not from like a launch or a fluke, just the back end doing what it's supposed to do. And before anyone jumps to conclusions, no, I'm not selling some crypto or some e-commerce dropshipping miracle, okay? I built a back end system that prints predictable revenue. You know, the unsexy stuff that nobody wants to show or talk about because it's not as cool as pretending to be rich. And honestly, you ever notice how every like I make X a month video on YouTube looks kind of the same? You know, you have the same guy, or you have some guy standing in front of a rented Lamborghini selling a recycled ClickFunnels webinar holding a Stripe screenshot that like kind of mysteriously looks like they were taken on someone else's phone. Yeah, I get it. So instead of pretending to be a GTA character, let me show you something real. This is what a real month looks like without like some launch or promo or fake funnel hack or I cracked the code type bullshit speech. Just the back end doing what it's supposed to do. Like, I didn't get here because I said the right affirmations in the mirror or because I manifested it, although I wish, you know, it's a lot of trial and error, but it's because I built an actual back end system instead of being a clown for the algorithm. And here's what I mean by that. Like, most of these business coaches, they don't actually run businesses. They just run marketing and really well. So marketing is loud. The back end is quiet. My income comes from the quiet, boring, unsexy stuff, right? They're gonna shout big numbers in their bios. They're gonna flex cars that they don't own. They're gonna claim thousands of clients and hundreds of success stories and whatever other BS. But somehow, they never show the operational side that would actually make those numbers possible. Meanwhile, their back end is held together with duct tape, vibes, maybe a Slack channel, and whatever tutorial that they half watched on YouTube at 2 a.m. That's not kind of like how I want to operate, being as autistic as I am. I don't rely on viral hype videos. I don't really like them. I don't rely on like luck or launches or Black Friday bullshit. You know, I rely on systems, retention, reactivation, delivery, real CRM, architecture, real automations, and infrastructure that works whether I slept well or not, because I don't sleep well most of the time. This jump didn't happen because I got lucky. It happened because I stopped trying to be the hero and following what everybody else is preaching, that BS online. I built an ecosystem that makes the money inevitable. So, stay with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to do what like no one else has really done. I'm going to show you exactly how this income is generated, where and how it comes from, and why and how so many people lie about theirs. So if you've ever wondered what a real breakdown of like a legitimate, you know, 30, 40, 50K a month backend actually looks like behind the scenes, then you are about to see the whole breakdown, the whole thing, because I have really nothing to lose, and probably you've checked out of this video by now anyways. So let's jump in. I'm going to turn it over to me on a different camera.
All right, so most people, they're going to talk about income like it's a flex, right? And I'm not showing you mine to flex. It definitely helps, though, with me helping you with social proof and for you to trust me more. I'm just showing you this because income only matters because it's tied to repeatable systems, and that's the part nobody ever talks about. I don't know if this is going to work with the iCloud link. No, it doesn't. But here, if I go to my if I share my screen here, you'll be able to see it if I click on all this stuff. Not all of these are mine. These are my clients, but blah, 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 blah. I think this is the one I used for the thumbnail. Anyways, so why to show you, or why I have showed you my income, like before the screenshots, before the backends, the installs, the retentions, the automations, I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to learn from this video and why I'm even showing you the numbers in the first place. Because this isn't a like, yo, I make all this money, right? This is a breakdown of that mechanisms in the machine that produces it. Because most people on Instagram or on YouTube, they're just going to show you the front end, you know, the BS cars or the house, the, hey, look at my Stripe account, right? You know, the fake guru persona. They don't show you the back end or how it got there, like the systems that actually prints the revenue, the stuff that keeps the business alive, that allows them to rent the fake Lamborghinis, the stuff that makes income predictable instead of chaotic, the stuff that makes someone a real operator, not a freaking clown. I'm showing you my income because it's proof of system, not hype, not a marketing gimmick, not a, you know, make 10K in 10 days funnel from 2019 like Russell Brunson. But here's what you're gonna get today on this video. You're gonna see where the income comes from, and not vague or blurred. I mean, I'm not going to show you my actual like checkings account number, thank you, or the fact that I have 19 streams of income over 14 million companies, or a Ponzi scheme in Jamaica. I'm going to show you specific revenue lines, backend installs, retainers, reoccurring revenue, Pulse OS, PowerPipeline, Reactivation revenue, the ecosystem stacking, the real numbers, the real math, so you could actually implement it yourself. And then we're going to go over the back-end infrastructure, the stuff that makes the income predictable. But you're going to see the retention systems, the CRM logic, the re-engagement workflows, delivery infrastructure, automations, follow-ups, all the unsexy stuff that makes like a 40K month business sustainable. Number 3 is why most entrepreneurs like struggle, and why, like, I guess this model in essence doesn't, at least yet, or not yet, it's knock on wood, but it's not calling people out or starting drama. It's just operational realities. Because most people try to scale on vibes, I scale on infrastructure. And I'm going to break down the difference so you can avoid the mistakes and try to scale your own shit, right? Number 4 is how you could build this exact foundation. Whether you're a gym owner or coach or someone stuck at less than $1,000 a month to 20K a month, and you're trying to break through, I'm going to show you the pieces that you actually need to move the needle. And then at the end, if you want help, you can maybe schedule a free call with me. Maybe. Because I don't know how much longer I'm going to do it for free. But there won't be a pitch on it. No pressure, just clarity. But with all that said, this video isn't about me bragging. This video is about showing you what, a system looks like when you have a real ecosystem, what it produces, and how you could replicate the same structure within your business. So now let's get into the real numbers. And let me break down exactly where that screenshot in the thumbnail actually comes from. So obviously, 40K, 50K, anything above like 20K a month. It's not magic. It's math. All right. You can get lucky making 10K a month, maybe 20, right? But when you get to this point, and this isn't to toot my own horn, you could ask anyone, it's just architecture. And it's back-end ecosystem that compounds on itself no matter the business, unless we're talking about OnlyFans, okay? So I'm going to try to break it down piece by piece without me getting doxxed from the CRA. So the first one would be the back-end installs, all right? Well, I guess basically first is the real breakdown, which is what we're going to go over, so I kind of skipped a step. The first pillar, which would be, I don't know, let's call it 10K, 20K, whatever. When I work with gyms, I don't sell a course or a coaching package. I build the entire back end of their business. So a CRM setup, automations, re-engagement frameworks. I have videos on all these, by the way. Activation flows, lead magnet, sales improvement, delivery infrastructure, retention systems, SOPs, all this shit, okay? So this is not a program. And if you're a coach watching this, you cannot just sell a program. Okay, it's a full back-end reconstruction. Or if you're a coach, it's a full lifestyle, like, operating system. Most gyms are losing 10 to 50K a month and they don't know it. So I show them that. I install infrastructure that stops the bleeding and scales the revenue, which is why these installs range from 20K to 50K. And then offline, gyms pay agencies fucking 80K or 120K for the year for worse systems than what I offer. I deliver a better infrastructure for literally half the price most of the time. So this is foundational revenue number 1. So number 2 would be kind of like retainer clients. So these are coaches or gyms who want ongoing back-end operations that are on like a revenue share or a retainer. So I help them with monthly re-engagement campaigns, internal team training, SOPs, QR, weekly KPIs, sales improvements, offer reconstruction, systems optimization, operational guidance. So this isn't coaching, in essence, but I like to call it or think of it like back-end operations and strategic oversight. It's the equivalent of hiring like a part-time COO and a revenue architect, except they don't have to pay $200,000 a year for it. I take on very few of these because of the ROI, and it's very time-consuming, and the involvement is really deep. So I'm not going to go into crazy depth, but this is my backend CRM layer. This is number 3. So when gyms and coaches run their deliveries, like retention follow-ups and their automations inside my system, they pay a reoccurring monthly fee that stacks that, right? So every install client, every business I set up becomes reoccurring revenue, and I encourage you to do the same thing. This is how every top Fortune 500 company makes so much money. They have high LTV. So this is how you go from income spikes, where it's inconsistent, to income stability and income compounding. Without ads or launches or churn headaches, just real client on real infrastructure. So one of the cycles of this, if we zoom in, oh my God, someone enters, they go to the stage, they get a hello, they get a contact, they get a response. Was it detected? Yes or no? If it's a no, it goes through here. If it's a yes, they get, is it a qualified? Is it whatever, booking opportunity, where they converted? Did they get onboarded? Engagement. So this is a visual demonstration of some of the workflows that are inside their backend, and this is why they pay like a reoccurring retainer. The fourth thing that I have is called Pulse KPI. So this is something that took almost a year in development. This is your KPI for brains. And the reason I made this is, well, obviously most gyms or coaches don't have any visibility on a bunch of numbers: churn, LTV, show rates, retention, engagement, categories, whatever. And this does all that. But also there's other softwares, and I did the opposite. Like, I wanted one place to have everything, and it solves everything. Then we go over to the re-engagement revenue. So this one's sneaky but powerful. It's going over kind of like the inactive to active to ambassador, right? So when I help gyms re-engage, like their past members or their inactive clients or their silent clients, low engagement leads, lost opportunities, they're instantly going to generate 10K in reoccurring revenue, or recovered revenue. And a percentage of those wins become performance-based revenues. Again, so no ads, no funnels, just unlocking money that they were literally supposed to like have, and they didn't do anything with it. And this is why my income compounds even when I'm quote unquote not launching anything. So inactively, this is a workflow. If you want the workflow, shoot me a comment or a DM. I'll send this to you. I haven't bothered making a lead magnet because like probably 2 people are going to be watching this video. But yeah, so when an active client re-engaged, then they upgrade, retained, etc., retention loop, then they become ambassador, and that's the flywheel. So basically it's eco stacking, and that's the real cheat code, right? So it's one system that feeds itself. That's the key to the whole thing. Most people try to build multiple streams of income, or they'll have 7,000 different companies. So I wanted an umbrella, and I did that intentionally. I have an ecosystem where everything strengthens each other. So what that means is that it's a retainer revenue, kind of, to a certain extent, and then the retainer feeds into the CRM, into Pulse. The CRM MRR feeds into re-engagement revenue feeds into lifecycle value feeds into brand, so I can edit, whatever. And then brand authority feeds more installs. It's a flywheel. It's not really a hustle. It's the systems ensures next month is good. And so this is where the 50K, 40K a month actually comes from. It's not hype, illusions, quick cash. It's built on back-end ecosystem that was built intentionally. And now that you understand this, and you understand the revenue pieces, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. So I'm going to show you the exact back-end infrastructure that makes this predictable, or this income predictable, and then the machine behind the numbers. Because the truth is, revenue is a lagging indicator. Systems are the leading indicator. My whatever the fuck amount a month isn't the result of hype. It's the result of architecture. So here's the exact backend that I use piece by piece, and how each layer compounds into the next. The first one we went over would be the CRM. I call it PowerPipeline, but this is the brain of the entire system. Most businesses use their CRM like a glorified contact list. I combine mine with Pulse. Every pipeline has an automation and a human oversight, because it's not just automation only, it doesn't work. It's not just human only, it doesn't work. It's a hybrid. That means the system has tagging, sorting, triggers, reminders, follow-up nudges, no-show recovery, nurture, flow, reactivations. And when humans only jump in when it matters. And just because of that, it adds at least 5, 10, $1,000 a month, because nothing gets forgotten anymore, right? So then we have life cycle visibility. Every client has a story, but delivery. Okay, so this is where 90% of business owners collapse. People think delivery is just give them the program. No, because how many people buy something and don't do shit? Delivery includes a clear onboarding. So from the second a client signs, that means you have an onboarding form, an intake call, a goal calibration, expectations, next steps, systems walkthrough, schedule, accountability setup, a complete curriculum roadmap, clarity from day one, whatever you want to call it. And then you have consistent fulfillment. So weekly check-ins that are tracked, milestones that are tracked, engagements that are tracked, progress that's tracked. Consistency equals retention, and retention is predictable income. Then you have seamless communication. So each client knows exactly how to reach you or your team, when to expect responses, when the next, or what the process is, how to ask for help. Because when clients feel held, heard, they don't leave. And then you have upgrades that are baked into delivery. Good delivery creates upsell opportunities, extension opportunities, ascension opportunities, referral opportunities, ambassador opportunities. Delivery isn't where the money ends. It's where money multiplies, because if people buy from you once, they'll buy from you twice, 3 times, 4 times. They trust you, they like you. Okay? Then Pulse. Okay, this is the dashboard layer that keeps the entire business honest. Retention is the difference between a hype business, a real business, and a scalable business. This tracks churn, engagement, LTV, revenue categories, like where your money's actually coming from, not where you think it comes from, performance KPIs, so what's working to scale it, what's dying to fix it, what's leaking to patch it. This gives clarity that most business owners never had in their life. Clarity is confidence, confidence is better decisions, and better decisions is obviously more money. Okay, and then we go back to the mirror thing. We go back to the inactive, active ambassador thing. All right, so this is where most of your income consistently comes from, but most business owners lose 20 to 40% of it in their revenue every single year from clients who just simply disengage. You need an activation system. So inactive clients need to get a value drop, a reminders, a personalized message, program refreshes, accountability nudges, micro commitments. This pulls them back into active. And then every recovered client saves revenue and increases the LTV. It also obviously increases the retention curve. And then you have the reactivation engine. So when a client leaves, you need at least a 7-touch reactivation. A new angle, a new reason to return, a deadline to create like fear of missing out, a personalized video, and a last call nudge. And because you already have the data, you know exactly which past clients are worth reactivating. This is going to add what, 5, 10K a month easily. Most entrepreneurs, right, they're going to have 9,000 product lines. They're going to have 3 masterminds, 5 challenges, 19 one-offs, whatever, and 17 streams of incomes. And you don't need to. Your entire backend system should have one system, right? So it should have an install that feeds MRR. It should have MRR that feeds performance revenue. Reactivation feeds retention. Retention feeds brand power feeds more installs, income spikes, and incomes compounds. Infrastructure always beats dopamine because it doesn't get tired, it doesn't burn out, it doesn't rely on motivation or collapse during a bad month, doesn't need fucking viral videos. I get like 200 views, you know? They don't care about algorithms. It repeats and it scales and it compounds. This is why you can actually have like real income. I can show you this. This is why my numbers are stable. This is why your backend should be legitimate, right? This is why my ecosystem works. And this is why it keeps like reoccurring. So now that you've seen the backend, let's talk about why most people never get there and why so many experts online collapse the second the algorithm stops feeding them. Because once you see their model versus this model, everything becomes pretty obvious. So most people are addicted to the high of launching new offers, chasing new ideas, trying new funnels, copying trends, hopping from like for viral reach, reinventing their business every 90 days, shiny object syndrome, right? Dopamine gives you the feeling of momentum, but not actual infrastructure. So your revenue becomes unpredictable, and because your business becomes unpredictable, you build the opposite, which is a system that rewards consistency, not emotion. My model's reverse. So the backend is the engine, the front end is just like kind of fuel, right? A lot of them don't have real offers. They have like promotions. So most entrepreneurs don't sell a system or an ecosystem. Like they sell moments. So a 6-week challenge, a boosted ad, right? A discounted program, random email blast, a new year, new offer, right? And whatever else is trending. Promotions don't normally scale. Systems do. And your business isn't a moment. It's a machine, right? Like most entrepreneurs don't fail because they're dumb. They fail because they're inconsistent and in the wrong places. And then also overconfident in the wrong skills, and they don't like invest into themselves. So let's talk about you, because everything I just showed you is not really unique to me. It's not just super specific skill. There's obviously skill involved, but it's not genetics. Shaq's not my dad, you know, but it is infrastructure, and infrastructure is something anyone could build if you do it properly, if you understand the right steps. And here's how you could start building the same foundation inside of your life and business, right? So build one system, not 19, right? Your business doesn't need 6 programs, 3 challenges, 2 masterminds, random one-offs, DM for coaching, a new funnel every month. You need an ecosystem that compounds. Most people track likes, views, followers, impressions. None of that fucking shit matters or pays the bills, unless you know how to convert them, right? But most people don't know how to do that. So instead, you want to track your LTV, your churn, your AOV, your active versus inactive, reactivation percentage, show rate, close rate, cost to serve, cost per client, all this fun stuff, all right? The money lives on these numbers. And once you track that, you instantly know what to fix, what to scale, what you're leaking, what you're printing, and what your real bottleneck is. And then clarity is really powerful, right? Reactivate before you acquire. So people always chase new leads, but then they ignore the gold mine in their existing database. You already have past members and active clients, warm leads, silent leads, cold leads, ghosted conversations. Now, a proper reactivation system will add 10K a month by itself. If you run it monthly or quarterly, just do it consistently and run it like it matters, because it does. You also want to think on an operator mindset, okay? Not an influencer. Influencers rely on virality. Operators rely on systems. Influencers depend on algorithm. Operators depend on infrastructure. The reality is anyone could frickin' do this, but most people don't know it exists, because online everybody teaches the front end and nobody teaches the back end infrastructure. The infrastructure is what creates predictable revenue and stability and LTV and long-term scale and confidence and earnings you could actually show without lying. And if you want help building it, then the next part explains exactly what you're going to get. Income isn't magic. It's not luck. It's not a funnel hack. It's the byproduct of backend systems that make revenue kind of inevitable, right? So if that's something you want, the link's in the description. And if you're not ready for that, why? But that's totally fine. Just click the video on the screen that's on your screen right now. YouTube thinks you're going to like it. And it goes even deeper into building backend systems that actually scale. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.